So how was your weekend? Did you guys win? Did you have a game this weekend? No. You had a free weekend? No soccer? Wow, how was that?
It was fun.
What did you do with all your free time?
My sisters,
Uh-huh.
my mom stayed home, my dad worked, and I went to my friends to our varsity boys basketball game against Hope.
Oh, and?
We lost, but it was crazy. Like,
Intent?
yeah, like, I'm surprised we didn't get like a talk about it because it was bad.
Well, that's encouraging, I guess. Lots of team spirit.
There was a lot of people there.
Wow. No soccer. Man. I'm surprised you know what to do with yourself with no soccer. It must be weird. You guys are so gung-ho. I don't think I've ever been. I've done sports, but I'm not crazy about sports. But your passion makes me want to be interested in soccer somewhat. I did do a little research. I didn't really understand it, but I did look up some soccer stuff. All right, today we're gonna start out with doing some reading. So last week you did some writing for me. Today I'm gonna have you do some reading. I'm gonna have you do some narrative reading, so fiction stuff, and then nonfiction stuff. And then, because I kind of want to see where you are as a reader, like comprehension-wise. I know that's something that you want to work on, which is where you are. And then we'll do some stuff with prefixes. You know what a prefix is?
Not really.
Okay. Well, great. Then I'm going to get to tell you all about it. Okay. So how we're going to start is I'm going to introduce a list of words, or have you read from a list of words. The words, some will be easy, but I expect most of them to be pretty hard. So don't worry, you're not expected to know all of them. If you don't know a word right away, try your best to figure it out. If I can't help you in any way, I can't tell you whether you're right or wrong, just do what you can. Okay? All right, so I'm going to have you start. Use this paper to cover. I can't look at all of those. Okay. Nothing. Let's start here. Okay. So you ready? Go ahead.
Attend, protest, movement, geography, attention, capture, oxygen, tails, creature, obstacles, divorced, registration, arrested, poison, material, bulletin, giants, fluids, pollinators, pioneers.
All right. All right. It's right there. That's pretty good. All right. I'm gonna have the reading test is kind of broken up into pieces. So I'm first going to ask you some questions about what you're going to read about and have you make a prediction, and then I'm going to have you read aloud just for a little bit, and then have you silently read the rest of it. All right. Who was the title of what you're going to read is called Martin Luther King Jr. So who was Martin Luther King?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, what do you know about him?
He was a black man
Okay.
who, at the time, black people black people and white people weren't equally treated.
Okay.
And and then Martin Luther King was like someone who stood up to one of the many people like who stood up to the whites.
Okay. What is racism?
It's where another, or when someone is rude or says something mean about a different race.
What is Washington, D.C.?
It's a city in Washington.
Anything special about it?
The White House.
What does equal rights for blacks mean to you?
It means that that you don't treat the people about how or about what color or race they are. You just treat them all equally. Like it doesn't matter what race or color they are.
Okay, so it's titled Martin Luther King Jr. Prediction. What do you think it might be about?
About Martin Luther King's son.
Okay? Okay, I'm going to have you read. I'm going to have you start reading, and then I'll tell you to stop at some point, and then you'll just finish the reading silently. Okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
When Martin Luther King Jr. was a boy, many laws would not allow black people to go to the same places as whites. Some people thought blacks were not as good as whites. Black children could not attend some schools, and certain restaurants had signs that said whites only. Blacks could not sit in the front of a bus, and if the bus was crowded, they had to give up their seat to a white person. King did not agree with laws like these, for he believed that all people are equal. He did not think that skin color should keep people apart. Laws separating blacks and whites were unjust, and the king decided to protest such laws. Many people organized to help him. The king said that they must protest in a peaceful way. The king told his followers to meet hate with love. In Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Parks, a black woman, was arrested and fined for not giving up her seat to a white man on a bus. King led the movement to protest this action. Thousands of people refused to ride the buses. The bus companies began to lose money. In time, the law was changed. King traveled to many cities. He talked to the people and led them in peaceful marches. More and more people heard about King's peaceful protesting and joined him. King led a march to our center of the government, Washington, D.C., to ask that unjust laws be changed. Finally, the United States Supreme Court agreed with King. The laws separating blacks and whites were changed. King was given the Nobel Peace Prize for his work. Today, people still admire King because he fought for justice in a peaceful way. January 15th was named a national holiday in honor of Martin Luther King Jr.
to retell me the story as if I just didn't hear it out loud. So tell me, what do you remember from beginning to end about it?
Blacks and whites weren't equally treated,
Okay.
and so Martin Luther King Jr. He protested and inspired other blacks to protest with him, and they all protested by not taking the bus, and the bus company lost a lot of money, and well, before that, Rosa Parks was seen down in the black section, and the bus was crowded, and there was a white man standing, and she wouldn't give up her spot, and she got in trouble and arrested and fined. And Martin Luther King went to Washington, D.C. and convinced them to change the law. The Supreme Court agreed with him and changed the law. They changed the law, and they January 15th was this holiday. National holiday.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to ask you some questions. What was Martin Luther King's main goal?
To get black and whites rights equal.
Why had people made laws separating blacks and whites?
Because they felt that blacks were not as equal as whites.
Okay. In some cities, what did blacks have to do on a crowded bus?
Give up their seats.
Why was Rosa Parks arrested?
Because she wouldn't give up her seat.
What did many people do to protest Rosa Parks' arrest?
They stopped taking the bus, so the bus wouldn't move.
Okay. What happened when people refused to ride the buses?
They changed the law in that city.
Okay. Why was Washington, D.C. an important place to protest unjust laws?
Because that's where they'll change it completely, make it official.
Name one way in which Martin Luther King was honored for his prize. For his work, sorry. One way in which he was honored for his work.
The Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay. Nicely done. All right. I'm increasingly getting a little bit harder, so if at any point you feel like this is too much, like it's, frustrating you, let me know, okay? Because you did really well on that, so I'm going to do the next one with you.